Let's make Puttanesca Potato Salad, a hybrid of the iconic picnic side and the down-home Italian pasta classic. This is the perfect dish for barbecues, picnics, and potlucks, so let's make it. Start by having 1.5 pounds of baby potatoes. Quarter the bigger spuds so everything cooks evenly. I'm using a blend of baby potatoes here, but feel free to use whatever variety you prefer. Once all the potatoes are chopped, transfer them to a large pot. Cover the potatoes with cold water and place them over high heat. Bring to a boil. While we're waiting for the water to boil, let's get back to the chopping. Peel and dice 1 yellow onion. Transfer to a bowl and set it aside. Next up, peel and thinly slice 3 cloves of garlic. I like the slices here because every few bites you get an intense hit of caramelized garlic. Now for the parsley. Finely chop a handful of flat leaf parsley. You want about 2 tablespoons worth, but precise measurements aren't necessary. The potatoes should be boiling by now. Liberally salt the water and continue to cook until fork tender. Now back to chopping. Finely chop roughly 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. Next up, olives. In the recipe, I called for pitted Kalamata olives, but I had this olive medley in my fridge, so I pitted and used them instead. And finally, finely chop 3 anchovy fillets. I always leave the anchovies for last because they make the cutting board oily. Your potatoes should be done by now. Place a large colander in your sink and pour the potatoes into it. Leave them there to cool while we move on to the sauce. Heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large skillet. Once the oil is shimmering, add the onion and a generous pinch of salt. Sauté until just translucent. When the onions are done, add 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, the garlic, the anchovies, and a tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir to combine and sauté briefly before deglazing the pan with a 1/4 cup of dry vermouth. Add a pint of cherry tomatoes to the pan along with a generous pinch of salt. Sauté the tomatoes over medium heat until the skins begin to split. Encourage them to break down further by crushing the tomatoes with the back of a spoon. Continue to cook until the tomatoes are good and jammy. Now here's where I messed up. The recipe tells you to add olives and capers to the sauce and let it simmer for 5 minutes more. My autopilot brain told me different on this day, so I added the olives and capers to the salad instead. I can honestly tell you the salad was no worse for wear, so either route works. Listen to your heart. To the salad, add 1/3 cup of mayo, a tablespoon of whole grain Dijon, 2 tablespoons of dill, 1 tablespoon of fresh oregano, and 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. Stir to combine. Pile the finished salad onto a platter and garnish with sprigs of fresh parsley and fresh dill. Serve with a large spoon and invite everyone to dig in. And there you go, Puttanesca Potato Salad, a playful, unexpected potluck dreamboat. Thank you for following along. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. See you next week.